Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in the kitchen because we're going to be making fresh pumpkin puree. My uncle has a little farm and he had extra pumpkin, and so we have so much pumpkin that I decided to make a puree that I can freeze. That way when I want to make pumpkin dishes, I have my own fresh pumpkin puree I can just take out and use whenever I need. So we're gonna make fresh pumpkin puree. So let's get started. Baby, you was a movie star, you put it on the show. But those who didn't know, then it's time to let them know. Use them. Okay, we're gonna start by cutting our pumpkin in half. Now we want to save our seeds because we can actually eat them and use them later. So we're gonna just put them aside. But I'm just using a spoon to scoop out the seeds and the stringy bits that's in the middle of the pumpkin. Now I'm going to use my vegetable peeler to peel off the skin of the pumpkin. I'm going to peel it until I get rid of the green layer that's underneath the pumpkin. I'm just going to take that and peel off the skin, and then I'm going to chop it up. Okay, so now I'm chopping up my pumpkin. And I want it in bite-sized pieces because we don't want it too small. And we're just going to add it to our pot because we're going to boil our pumpkin. I'm just doing the same thing for the other side, scooping out the seeds, and then I'm going to peel the pumpkin, and then I'm going to chop it up to add to our pot. Now I decided to boil my pumpkin, but you don't have to boil it. You can also do this by roasting it, just putting it in the oven instead. It's up to you, whatever your preference is. Okay, now we're going to add water, just enough to cover the pumpkin, and now it's time to boil. Now I add a little bit of salt just because I like a little salt with my pumpkin. But that's optional. You don't have to add salt if you don't want to. Okay, now I'm just separating the stringy bits of the pumpkin from the seeds. And then I'm going to rinse the seeds because I plan to roast them. Pumpkin seeds are so good for us. They're full of antioxidants and all kind of minerals. And they help with so many things. So you really should try to put pumpkin seed in your diet because they are so good for you. After you're done rinsing your pumpkin seeds, you want to place them on a paper towel and pat them dry because we want them dry before we put them in the oven. Now this is what your pumpkin seeds will look like once you've roasted them. My mom likes some plain, so she did some the day before. Now I wanted to season my pumpkin seeds, so that's what I'm gonna do. Now you can use anything to season your pumpkin seeds, but I wanted something sweet, so I went with sugar and cinnamon. So what I'm doing is mixing the sugar and the cinnamon. Then I'm going to taste it because cinnamon can be quite strong on its own, so make sure you have the right ratio. And now, guys, I forgot to dry my seeds, so don't forget to dry your seeds before you add the oil. That's going to help them stick. So once I add the oil, I add my cinnamon, sugar, and I just mix it up to make sure it's an even coating, and into the oven they go. Now when you eat pumpkin seeds, you're getting so many benefits. They contain fiber, protein, vitamin K, carbohydrates, omega fatty acids, 6 and 3, phosphorus, magnesium, iron, zinc, and copper. Now, when you look at fiber keeps us full for longer, so pumpkin seeds have been proven to help with weight loss. And I can tell you from experience, when I ate these pumpkin seeds, I felt full and I wasn't craving anything because they were sweet and they were crunchy. And then we have omega fatty acids. We know that omega fatty acids are good for our heart health. There are plenty of studies out there telling us how good they are to prevent heart attack, stroke, heart disease, and things like that. Pumpkin seeds are also a good source of phosphorus that helps in the formation of teeth and bones. Now when you look at zinc, Zinc does so many things for us as well. It helps treat insomnia because it helps regulate certain hormones. It also helps with mood. It helps boost your immune system. And iron. Iron helps with wound healing, and it helps with our sense of taste and a sense of smell. So when it comes to pumpkin seeds, it's all win-win. You can't go wrong with them. Now this is what our pumpkin seeds look like when we take them out of the oven, and listen to this. They are just so good. It's nice and soft. If they could break up like that, then we know we're good. So we're gonna cut this off. Okay, once your pumpkin is soft, we're gonna take it to the sink and drain the water. And be careful with the steam because that's still really hot. You don't want to get burned when you pour this out. Okay, next we're gonna blend our pumpkin. But because our pumpkin is hot, you have to be very careful not to burn yourself. Okay guys, you want to wait until your pumpkin is cool. You do not want to try blending this while it is hot. It'll be dangerous. It has a little excess water, but we don't have to worry about that. Our water is fine. We're just gonna blend this now. And make sure, keep your top on because this is hot. You can still see the steam. Alright? Okay, and we just want to pulse our blender just to break it up a little bit. And then when it starts to break down, I used the crushed ice setting and then the smoothie setting because I really wanted no chunks. I wanted a smooth consistency. So just start off slow and then build up until you get it moving and get something that looks like puree. You want it nice and smooth. Okay, so this is some pumpkin puree I did yesterday, but I just waited for it to cool, and I'm just gonna store it in this bag and put it in the freezer. It's still a little hot, but and then you got fresh pumpkin puree. I made a mojito while I was waiting. These are pretty easy to make, so maybe I'll make a video about how to make one of these. But it's simple, very easy, and so I'm gonna make. As you can see guys, making pumpkin puree is pretty simple. Now I plan to make pumpkin bread with cream cheese filling. So if you want to see that video, it's coming right up, so watch that one. But even if you don't want to watch that, watch one of my other videos, okay? So like, comment, and